What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. I have an awesome review for you guys today. It is the much anticipated and asked for Clone Magnetico Pro 2 in firm ground from Under Armour. I managed to get these off of just the Under Armour website. So for those of you who are looking for them, especially American-based viewers of my channel, definitely just go check out the Under Armour website. They have 3 different colors right now, an all white, an all black, and a peach kind of pink color. So you can pick out all those. They have most sizes, which is fantastic. And we'll just hop straight into the unboxing. These are a really interesting boot to me because I saw Trent Alexander-Arnold wear the Magnetico Pro 1 or the original version of them, and they had a knit collar. These ones do not have a knit collar, so they've changed that, potentially because of some issues with fit and stuff. But I'm very interested to know about this upper because it's got some really interesting technology that I think could be super comfortable for most foot types, even though the silhouette of the boot is quite narrow and quite thin. So we'll try it on feet, of course, later in this video, and let's get into some tech specs, which I think will be pretty straightforward for the most part. So comes in a Under Armour box here. This one is really beat up. I think this is just classic Under Armour, if I'm honest. All the products are kind of, the focus is on the product, not the presentation. But there you go. So size 9 US. I just went true to size just to see how they fit. Of course, if they don't, then I will let you know in the on feet portion of the video. And these are a UK 8, Euro 42.5. So that's pretty standard. I know that adidas, a UK 42.5, I believe is a UK 8.5, and it's just a half size difference. But for Under Armour, it's like Nike, it's a full size difference from UK and US sizing. So just be aware there. And we'll open up the box. Some Under Armour paper, nothing to write home about. Ooh, interesting. Okay, wow. There you go. So Clone Magnetico Pro 2. I got the all white ones. They do come with a second set of laces, which I do think is pretty sweet. So I might actually put the orange laces on there just for fun. But I actually think these look, they look a little weird for sure. This material up in the forefoot is a very strange material, which I'll get into in a little bit. The silver accent on the heel is pretty nice. And then that chrome plate with the conical studs and the one bladed stud right there in the middle where the Under Armour logo is actually pretty cool. I think these are pretty decent looking, and they definitely look not too bad with Liverpool kits on when Alexander-Arnold wears them. I don't think they're that bad of a football boot, honestly, as far as aesthetics goes. So we'll see kind of what they, how they go with on feet and whether they're actually worth trying longer term, but we'll get the other one out of the box here. No string bag comes with these boots, so that's a bummer, but that's all right. So we'll push this over to the side, get this there for you guys. Beautiful. So this is the Clone Magnetico Pro 2. I'm gonna actually tear these. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. So they come with a second set of laces that are like a peach orange colorway. Same accent actually that's in the back of that boot, if you can see right there. So it's the same accent, really nice. And this is actually the same color. This one is the same color as the other pair of football boots. As I mentioned before, you've got the all white, the all black, and the kind of peachy color. That's the peachy color right there. So we'll take this little dealio out of the box, and very, very interesting. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to talk about with this boot that I think is a really interesting concept. As you can see from the silhouette, they're fairly thin. They look like they wouldn't fit pretty much anybody but thinner foot types. Maybe average width foot could fit in here. And one of the things that they've done, which is a super interesting touch, is they've made, hopefully I pronounce this right, I'll throw it up on screen, the actual name of it, but it's called auxetic material, AUXETIC, I believe. And basically what that is it's material that's put together that stretches when something pushes into it, basically. So it stretches when your foot goes into it, but then it shrinks back to its original shape over and over and over again as the boot gets worn in. So your boots, who knows once you break these in if they're actually gonna, it's not gonna look like they stretch, but because of the way this material is, hopefully you can see, so it is actually pretty soft, but if you notice, every time I spread like that, they stretch quite a bit in the upper. And if I put my hand inside and kind of poke through, you can see how it stretches like that. Really, really interesting concept. So it's a really cool technology, and I'm looking forward to trying it on feet. Other kind of things that they've changed. So I never actually had the original Clone Magneto in hand, so I don't know how that knit material in the collar felt like. This one is a very traditional collar setup straight down the middle. The only difference is that this one doesn't go down very far. And my guess is that's because they wanted to maximize the surface area of this auxetic material that sits here all the way from sort of the midfoot. So it allows a little bit of stretch there in the midfoot all the way through the forefoot and onto the other side there. So all of this little kind of crinkly material, if you will, is that stretchy material, which is awesome. And then this heel area is fairly standard. It feels like there's a little bit of padding on each side. You can feel the internal heel counter in and around the back, and a pretty, I would say, not super stiff heel, but you can see as I can flap down the top of it, you've definitely got a good amount of support here in that heel area. It's lined with what seems like a mesh. So that's remains to be said whether that's going to be blister prone or not. The inside of this, let's see if I can untie these. The inside of this upper has almost like a suede or a felt material almost. Hopefully we can, there you go. So right in here is very much more, it feels a little more, this is going to sound kind of interesting and some of you will get this reference. So, you know, you have a mattress and you put the mattress topper over it that saves the mattress from getting stains and stuff in case you have kids that like pee in the bed or whatever, but you put the mattress topper and then you put the sheet, like the form fitted sheet. So that mattress topper, you know, that kind of interesting, they're usually white, and it's kind of that soft but not felt quite material, but it's like an interesting textile material. That's what the inside of this feels like. So it's super soft, super nice. I imagine it'll be really great on feet. Remains to be said whether that's going to be slippery at all on the inside of the boot. So I'm curious to know if that happens at all. But obviously we'll talk about that in the on feet portion of the video. And I'll probably not wear grip socks just to sort that specific piece out, because I want to make sure that I get a real time, you know, does it actually slip or does it not slip kind of vibe in these as well. The sole plate is really standard looking. The only caveat to it is look how, let's see, there we go. So if I bring it straight up from the table, it's got a massive, massive upward curve in this toe area, which you can see there. So I'll go kind of flat even with my little deal on screen there, but look how crazy forward this is. That's almost, I reckon this is more than the Asics boot, because if I put it on the table, hopefully you can see that. See how far, I mean, that's a pretty decent size. All I'm doing is holding the front studs down pretty much to where it is. I mean, that keeps you on your toes quite a bit. So I'm actually really interested to see. They didn't put any carbon fiber or anything. This is just a synthetic plastic sole plate. There's a decent amount of snapback to it. I would say it's about average. It's nothing like above average or crazy. Nothing like a Carbitex insert, nothing like a Air Zoom unit, nothing like a Carvo sole plate from Mizuno or Adler. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. But these boots are really interesting to me just because people have said they're super, super comfortable straight out of the box, and you can wear them in pretty much all weather conditions. This upper does look kind of leather, and kind of leather-like. Maybe it is a super, super thin leather. I doubt it though. It's probably a synthetic, but it's got the same texturing, kind of micro texturing as leather. Maybe the camera will pick that up. I hope it does. But it's super interesting. And then they've added these little pellets on the front, or little dots on the front. And my guess is that's just to add a little bit more grip. I cannot make any promises that those will be durable at all. My guess is they won't. They'll fall off and they'll, come off as you start playing in harsher weather conditions. But yeah, it's a super interesting concept for a boot. The one thing that I do really enjoy about football boots, which big brands, if you're listening to this video and you're watching this for inspiration, which would be pretty sick, I definitely advise most boot manufacturers to make the double lace hole system here. So see how there's 2 lace holes up here? There's the normal one and there's a little bit deeper one. What that does is it allows people who have larger feet, sure, you can go in this one. Or if you have smaller feet and you just want to go through the back one, amazing. But if you're somebody who you really want to pull those laces tight, you can do the runner's knot, which I've talked about in previous videos, and that really does make a difference. I wear that in my running shoes. I do that in all my Asics boots, and then I do my best to do it in some of the Mizuno boots that I try on and wear and test, and that really does make a difference as far as locking your heel into the back of the boot, because it really pulls tight this middle section of the boot and forces your heel into the heel area. The insole is really nothing special. It doesn't look like. You've got, let's see, pre-molded heel. Okay, so it is a little bit heavier. My guess is that this green material here, it feels like the red material is the most dense and hard, if you will. And then the green material is very nice and cushiony, but it's got a little bit of structure to it. And then this blue stuff is like almost zero structure. So my guess is obviously your heel and kind of your big toe and the knuckles basically of your feet are going to touch the ground the most and really strike the ground the most. And so you're going to be able to get the most feedback from those areas, and then less feedback from the blue because that's kind of where your arch is. And then obviously the heel needs to be pretty solid in order not to slip around. So that makes sense, which is cool. All right, so I think that about wraps up the tech specs of this boot. I am very curious to know how these fit and feel on feet, and if this is a boot that I would ever even consider wearing. Under Armour, to be honest, part of the reason I probably didn't get these sooner than I told people I was going to was because Under Armour football boots, I just didn't think that these were going to be anything but kind of trash. And don't get me wrong, I love Under Armour products. Their base layers and stuff are amazing. And again, this is not sponsored, but I really enjoy wearing their base layer products and their warm gear, so to speak, or cold gear, whatever they call it. So, but football boots, I was like, okay, they make American football shoes, they make other types of American sports and other worldwide sports, but football boots are a very particular type of performance. There's a very particular type of performance that's necessary out of a soccer football boot, a football boot, and I wasn't sure if Under Armour is up to the task. But these are honestly a really interesting concept, and I'm super excited to figure out how these are on feet. So without further ado, let's jump into the on feet portion of the video, and we'll test out what the touch is like, how they are comfort-wise straight out of the box, what the sizing is like, what the lockdown's like, all that. And then if they're comfortable enough, I will for sure commit to doing a 1-month review on these at some point in the near future. So let's hop into it.
All right, fam, hopefully this isn't too crazy loud. I am in Arena Sports, which is the local indoor arena soccer facility here in Seattle, Washington. I've got the Clone Magnetico 2.0 Pro, and I'll do my best in post-production to kind of get all the rest of the audio out of it. There's some droney noises and a kids camp going on, but we got to get it done, and there's like a foot of snow outside, so I literally can't do this outside. So thank you for your patience. Without further ado, let's hop into the on-feet portion. I'm going to really quickly unlace these bad boys and get them on. I'm wearing non-grip Zyphr socks, so if you guys are interested in a pair, go check out first link in the description box below. I wear the non-grip socks for the on-feet portion if you're new to this channel, because I think it gives the most accurate representation of what out-of-the-box lockdown and stability inside the boot actually feels like. And of course, once you add grip, you add a little bit of volume to your socks, and you add a little bit more performance. So you can only get better if you put grip socks on, as far as I'm concerned. So we're gonna go non-grip socks first, give a really raw, kind of uncut sensation of what they look like, and we'll go from there. So here we go. So again, Clone Magnetico 2 Pro, a pretty nice looking football boot if I'm honest. We're gonna get these on and slip them on here. Oh, I still have the laces in there. Oops. All right, so here we go. Clone Magnetico 2 Pro with this super interesting, oh my God. Wow. Those are exceptionally comfortable. Holy moly, that's really shocking actually. Wow, okay, let me get these laced up and see if they actually fit how I think they might fit. Wow, I'm really impressed with how these fit in the toe area and in the midfoot. This, I'm gonna totally screw up the name, but this material that stretches here really stretches to the shape of my foot. That's amazing, oh my goodness. Yeah, those fit almost perfectly straight out of the box. Hopefully that gives you guys a good look. Let's put the other one on. Wow, I'm genuinely shocked. This material on the upper that I told you about before that kind of basically expands and contracts depending on what is in it or what's next to it or what's kind of filling up the space. And it is unbelievable how customizable and customized the fit is already straight out of the box. That's genuinely spectacular. Wow. I mean, we'll see if like lockdown and stuff is actually a thing, but there you go. So I'll pull up my sweats so you can kind of see with a pair of white socks. Yo, these are crazy town. I'm super impressed with how these fit straight out of the box. They're a little awkward in the heel area, like they fit a little bit weird. We'll get into that in just a second. But Clone Magnetico 2 Pro for the win. Goodness gracious, there you go, there's a close-up. Hopefully that gives you guys a good idea of what they're like. So here's what they look like on feet. White boots for the most part are pretty standard. I love white boots, I think they look spectacular. I'm super impressed with how these fit and feel straight out of the box. That upper material genuinely does such a fantastic job at stretching to your foot. You get a ton of pivot power with those conical studs. The only thing that I'm feeling a little bit weird is the heel area. I don't know if it's just a lack of, maybe it's just a break-in thing, but it just feels like there's not enough locked-in sensation from where your heel, especially the base of your heel, it's like my heel doesn't dig all the way into the back of the boot. So that's kind of weird, but there isn't any slippage. Like when I move or I hop around, there's no slippage in the upper. So it's kind of like a weird, it doesn't feel like there's gonna be any hot spots, but who knows? I'm genuinely shocked at how comfortable these are straight out of the box. I mean, they're lightweight and they really do wrap your foot. Like, look at this. So this is where the widest part of my foot is right here. And you can see how stretched out this material has gotten to the point where, you know, true to size, fits beautifully. I'll go sideways so you can see, but it really does stretch and mold to your foot. And I reckon if I were to do the double lace holes, I didn't for this one, the runner's loop, I reckon it would fit absolutely immaculate. But seriously, straight out of the box, I mean, look at that. Really nice material. I am super, super impressed with how these fit and feel. And genuinely, like this might be a fun boot to screw around in. The one thing that I'm worried about because of the way that this upper is constructed, I worry that if I were to cut really sharp, because this material is built for stretching when it's supposed to stretch, my worry is that it'll crunch back to the normal shape, of course, when I'm standing like this. But when I'm doing any sharp, super sharp movements, it's not gonna hold its shape enough as what I need it to. Like most speed boots and a lot of other boots on the market that hold their shape when you cut and stuff. It's a really tough balance for football boot designers and makers to make a material that actually does both. But I will say, out of the box comfort, these are fantastic. Like genuinely, these are fantastic. I'm not just BSing. You guys know I'm not sponsored by Under Armour. These are really, really comfortable out of the box. No wonder Alexander-Arnold likes them. I mean, obviously he's paid a lot of money, but I'm really impressed with how these are on feet, and I think these might be a really good option for people. So the sole plate is okay. I'd say the sole plate is, it's got some nice curvature to it, similar to the Asics boots. So it makes me feel like I could be up on my toes naturally, which is super nice. The side-to-side comfort is really good as well. I just worry And again, this is going to be a question that we're going to have to answer in a 1-month review. And I think I actually will do a 1-month review on these because I do think these are comfortable enough for me to warrant wearing in a normal day-to-day training session or even a knock around. So I'm pretty impressed with these Under Armour boots. I don't know if they're the same quality. I don't know about any of the durability stuff. I can't speak to that because I haven't, you guys know me, I'm not going to give you some BS that is told to me by marketing because I don't have that. And I don't get boots for free, so I pay for them and I want to make sure I give you guys the best feedback possible. So as far as I'm concerned, these are actually really comfortable straight out of the box, and I genuinely think these could be a contender for a boot that I wear at least in training. We'll see if, I doubt they'll be a game boot, but they'll definitely be a training boot because I think these are really super comfortable and I'm excited to get the ball. Unfortunately, I can't really move around a bunch because I'm not actually supposed to wear cleats or studs on this turf because this is an indoor arena, but they were kind enough to let me use it and kind of stand around. I really think these are a comfortable pair of boots, guys, and I would recommend, if Under Armour, if you want something kind of unique and fun, or Trent Alexander-Arnold is your favorite player, I reckon most foot types would fit in these. They're gonna stretch and fit most. I mean, I have no hot spots right now, and you guys know I have pretty wide feet with a thinner ankle area. These might be spectacular for you, so definitely go check those out. Here's another look at them really quick. And again, apologies that there's no B-roll of actually playing in the boots. Maybe I'll be able to add that later on, but if I don't, and I'm not able to add the crispy B-roll of me actually playing in the boots, I apologize. I just am not actually allowed to train on this. So thank you for your patience there, but you should see more content with these because I do think these are, not only do they look cool, I actually really like the way these boots look on feet. I think they look awesome. The white and silver is always a fantastic combination. And yeah, Clone Magnetico 2 Pro for the win. This is awesome. I'm super excited about these. They're sort of a not so well-known boot. Obviously, Alexander-Arnold wears them. I don't know any other pros that actually are in Under Armour boots at the top level. But I'm excited to get a ball on my feet and actually feel how this really thin, kind of pliable upper feels, because my toes are able to move around a little bit in a good way, but they still feel secure and locked in. So again, we'll see how we go. That's gonna be it for the video, guys. If you do have any questions, more technical features about the Under Armour Magnetico Pro 2.0, let me know down in the comment section below. Like the video if you got value from it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.